Cast: Asclepius as Randall Wolfe and the narrator, Jarvi Mastara as Governor Vallis Talon, Alen Dragonfire as Astra Wolfe and herself, Addie as Shannon Keris and Melody Teriti, Lorma Eleanor as Molly and Amber, Gabriel Nightshadow as Geordie the Teddy Bear, and Fionn Wildman as Mother. Scene 1. 20 years after Vallis Talon became the governor of Barons Reach.
This is DJ Alen Dragonfire broadcasting to you live from the Bear Tavern in the metropolis of Barons Reach on Avatars Radio. Welcome to a special edition of the Beat of Novia as we celebrate the retirement of Governor Vallis Talon. Now everyone, get out on that dance floor.
Randall Wolfe and Melody Teriti dance the samba in front of Ali.
Randy, thank you for convincing me to attend Vallis's retirement party. It has been so long since I've been out. I've been keeping myself busy with work ever since Frederick passed away a year ago.
Quite understandable under the circumstances. I know how much you loved Frederick. He was taken away from you far too soon.
Governor Vallis Talon walks over to the couple.
Ah, Randy, my dear fellow. You really know how to throw a retirement party. Everyone seems to be having such a good time.
Thank you, Vallis. Just my way of giving back to the community.
Melody, you are looking quite lovely this evening.
Why, thank you, Vallis. You're looking rather dashing yourself.
You're too kind, Melody. May I borrow Randy for a few moments?
Certainly. I'll give you two time to talk. I'll just head over to the bar and grab another mug of Fire Mountain Ale.
Randy, now that I'm retiring from office, I've given much thought to my replacement. Of the top 3 candidates for the job, I think you are the most qualified. I intend to recommend you to the council tomorrow.
I don't know what to say, Vallis. I always assumed that either Lieutenant Governor Keldon or City Council Member Budner would succeed you. I promise that if I am chosen by the people, I will serve to the best of my ability.
Both Keldon and Budner are good men, but I think you are much better skilled at administration and public relations. Plus, I've never fully trusted either one of them since that incident at the Bears' 5th anniversary party. You certainly have come a long way from that scrawny, penniless young sailor who arrived here from Kingsport 15 years ago. Now your import and export business rivals that of the Merchant Prince-style tackle. I was disappointed to hear your lovely wife, Astra, was unable to join us this evening.
Unfortunately, she is still away visiting her cousin, the legendary bowmancer Jarekith Rivenson, over in Rift's End. I still find it hard to believe that in 3 months I am going to be a father.
I'm sure you will be a fine father. After all, you've had plenty of experience dealing with children through your volunteer work at Melody Teriti's Orphanage of Lost Souls. Have you two decided upon a name for your daughter yet?
We decided that we will name her Molly in honor of her maternal grandmother. Oh my, look at the time. I must be off now. I have an early business meeting tomorrow with Asclepius, director of the new Britannia theatre troupe, about financing their latest production, Little Lost Bear Cub. Philip and the boys will clean up when the festivities are over.
Good night, Randy. Please stop by my office tomorrow afternoon and I will formally present you to the members of the City Council.
I will.
Scene 2. Later that evening, on a cliff on a far side of the island, a beautiful, raven-haired, voluptuous, and very pregnant young barmaid, known as Shannon Keris, anxiously waits for her lover, Randall Wolfe. Randy steps out of the shadows. Shannon runs to him, and they embrace, and share a passionate kiss.
Randy, my beloved, I'm so glad that you are finally here. I've been waiting for nearly an hour. I don't understand why we couldn't simply meet at your home or at the tavern.
Randy moves behind Shannon and rests his hands on her shoulders as they both look up at the blood-red shattered moon in the pitch-black night sky.
You know, I can't risk anyone seeing us together, especially since I am running for office. I must maintain my image as a pillar of the community.
But what about after our daughter Amber is born? You promised me that you would leave Astrid and marry me.
I know I did. You know, I only married Astra for her late father's 3 galleons, which allowed me to start my import and export business. It was so easy to seduce her with my good looks and charming demeanour. She is so thin and plain-looking. She may be an excellent cook, but I hunger for the pleasures of the flesh. I really enjoyed our many nights of passion this past year, my beautiful Shannon. But unfortunately, I can't afford to have that nosy reporter from the Avatars Express, Fionn Wildmane, finding out about our affair when I am so close to achieving my goal. As my ancestor, the great Obsidian General Damien Trumbull once said, he who controls the media can sway public opinion in his favour. Now it is time to move on to greener pastures. It seems that the beautiful widow, Melody Tariti, inherited a large fortune from her dearly departed husband, Frederick, who died from food poisoning. Bad fish, they say. Ah, well, my dear, all good things must come to an end.
What? You're breaking up with me?
You could say that. Randy suddenly snaps Shannon's neck in one quick motion. Her lifeless body slumps to the ground, a look of astonishment frozen on her face. Randy rolls her corpse off the cliff and watches as it splashes into the water far below. He takes out his monogrammed silk handkerchief and wipes the sweat from his forehead. An evil grin crosses Randy's face. Scene 3. 5 years later. It is a dark and stormy night, and Governor Wolf is having trouble sleeping. His wife, Astra, has her back to him and is peacefully snoring. Randy suddenly finds himself in a dark and desolate place, with the ground covered in fog. He hears constant whispering, but can't make out the words. The whispering grows louder, and then disembodied hands suddenly appear and start pawing at him.
No!
Randy suddenly sits up in bed and looks around the room. He is drenched in sweat.
It was just a nightmare. Just a nightmare.
No, it wasn't.
Randy screams in horror as he sees not his wife Astra lying there beside him in bed, but the grey and decaying corpse of Shannon, wearing a tattered red dress and covered in seaweed. She reaches out to him with bony fingers.
I have come back for you, Randy. Don't you want a hug and a kiss?
No! Get the hell away from me!
Randy bolts from the bed and runs into the hallway. The door to his daughter's room suddenly creaks open, and he sees the grey, decaying corpse of a raven-haired 5-year-old girl wearing a tattered, white sleeping gown. She is dripping wet. The little girl is clutching a worn-out brown teddy bear in her left hand. The partially torn teddy bear is missing half of its stuffing and its right eye, and its mouth is curled in a snarl.
Why did you kill me, Daddy, before I was born? Why didn't you love me as much as Molly?
Randy starts sweating profusely as he slowly backs away. He glances around for something he can use as a weapon. To no avail. Shannon shambles out into the hallway, and both she and her daughter slowly move towards Randy with outstretched arms, as does the now animated teddy bear.
So hungry, we will feast on your tender flesh.
A frightened Randy turns and runs towards the staircase, failing to notice the toy that his daughter Molly had left on the floor at the top of the stairs. He trips over it and goes tumbling down the staircase.
Oh, I can't get up. I think I broke both of my legs.
Shannon and Amber encircle Randy while he is lying prone on the floor.
Meat! Meat!
Shannon and Amber start tearing away chunks of flesh from Randy's exposed arms and legs and eagerly devour them.
Tastes so good.
The animated teddy bear leaps onto Randy's face, claws out his right eye, and places it in his own eye socket, where it instantly becomes fully functional. The gleeful teddy bear proceeds to scalp Randy with his razor-sharp claws and starts pounding on his exposed skull.
31 springs now.
Suddenly, a familiar, beautiful, red-haired young woman clad in white emerges from a cloud of smoke in front of Randy. Shannon, Amber, and Geordie immediately stop munching on Randy.
Oh, my darling Randy.
Mother, but you died long ago when I was but a wee child.
The smiling woman, who is bathed in a glowing yellow aura, nods.
Mother, please help me.
Mother glares at Shannon, Amber, and Geordie, and they quickly back away from Randy. Mother stretches out her right hand, and a crimson glow envelops the area over Randy's heart. Randy clutches his chest.
My heart!
Fool! Evil is a master of disguise. It can be anywhere and anyone.
Randy's mother suddenly transforms into a big red female demon and plunges her clawed hand into his chest, pulling out his beating heart.
If you expect to wake up from this nightmare, think again. This isn't a dream. This is hell, and you're here forever. Your soul is mine.
The female demon proceeds to devour Randy's beating heart. Randy dies with a horrified look frozen on his face. Scene 4. A few days later. The pallbearers lower the ornate, solid gold, jewel-encrusted coffin containing Randall Wolf's body into the grave.
Daddy!
Molly tries to throw herself on the descending coffin, but Astra manages to grab her in time and pulls her into a deep embrace.
I've got you, dear.
I miss my daddy.
I know, dear, but rest assured that one day we will be reunited with your father again.
I hope so.
Valis Tellan walks over to give his condolences to Astra and Molly.
Such a tragic accident. Astra, my deepest condolences to both you and Molly.
Thank you, Valis. Randy really looked up to you. You were like the father he never had.
I know. If you ever need anything, do not hesitate to ask. May the shadows of the night guide and protect you.
After the others leave, Molly turns to her mum.
Now will we have that happy life we dreamed of long ago, Mommy?
Shannon smiles and hugs Amber.
Yes, my beloved Amber. Now that our spirits have possessed Astra and Molly's bodies, and we have inherited a large family fortune from your late father, the future looks